Prince Harry fights with judge as he refused to call him prince during security trial, a royal rumble no one saw coming. Wait, did Prince Harry just argue with a judge over his title?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Imagine walking into a courtroom, wearing a tailored suit and carrying the weight of a royal legacy, only to be referred to as Mr. Harry. Not Your Royal Highness. Not the Duke of Sussex. Just Harry. Now, picture the look on Prince Harry's face when a British judge, not exactly known for their sense of humor or flexibility, refused to call him prince. It wasn't just awkward. It was war in a courtroom, and the gavel hadn't even landed yet. Welcome to the royal courtroom drama we didn't know we needed. And yes, it's messier than Meghan Markle's Netflix storyline and more suspenseful than the crown jewel heist we never got. So grab your tea, because this is no ordinary trial. This is the legal showdown where titles, ego, security, and a whole lot of unresolved royal drama collide in spectacular fashion. Let's break down how a prince ended up fighting for security and his title, like he's auditioning for a new season of The Crown, only this time, it's unscripted and painfully real. Chapter 1. Once a prince, always a prince? Not so fast. When Prince Harry stepped down from royal duties in 2020, he likely didn't expect to one day battle the UK government in court over who gets to protect him, and more surprisingly, how he gets addressed in a court of law. The drama erupted when Harry filed a lawsuit against the Home Office over its 2020 decision to strip him of state-funded security during his visits to Britain. The Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, also known as RAVEC, decided that Harry, no longer a working royal, didn't qualify for the kind of 24/7 bodyguard service you'd expect for someone who once attended state banquets with the Queen. But for Harry, it wasn't just about the guards.
It was about respect.
He argued he should still be treated as a prince, especially when visiting the UK. The courtroom, however, had other plans. And so began the battle, not just for personal safety, but for pride. Ever felt like you're no longer treated with the respect you once earned? Yeah, multiply that by a few royal jewels and throw in international press. Now you're feeling Harry's pain. But wait, it gets juicier. Chapter 2. Call Me Prince. A courtroom outburst. Sources close to the case say the tension in the courtroom was palpable. When the judge referred to him as Mr. Harry, the Duke of Sussex reportedly objected, firmly. With all due respect, Your Honor, I am Prince Harry. Now, this wasn't just a matter of semantics. It was about symbolism. Harry was already on the back foot, fighting to regain the kind of state-sponsored security he once took for granted. To be stripped of his title in court, even unofficially, felt like a final blow. The judge? Unfazed. Reportedly, the judge replied something along the lines of, "In this courtroom, we refer to everyone by their legal name, not by title."
Oof.
That had to sting. Have you ever been so passionately attached to your identity that someone's refusal to acknowledge it felt like a slap in the face? That's what this moment was for Harry. An identity crisis wrapped in legal jargon, with the whole world watching. But the courtroom drama was just getting started. Chapter 3. From Palaces to Panic Buttons. To understand why Harry is fighting this hard, you need to go back to what led to this trial in the first place. In February 2020, the UK's RAVEC committee decided Harry and Meghan would no longer receive automatic police protection when visiting the UK. For Harry, whose life has been marked by intense media scrutiny and security threats, this wasn't just a budget cut. It felt like betrayal. He offered to pay for his own protection, out of pocket, but even that proposal was denied.
Why?
Because personal security can't just be rented like a Range Rover. It's a national security matter, governed by public policy and deeply entwined with status and precedent. So, in Harry's mind, he wasn't just being told no. He was being told, you're not important enough anymore. And if you've ever felt discarded after giving years of your life to a job or relationship, you know that feeling. It hurts. And it makes you want to fight. Even if it means standing up in court and demanding to be called prince. Chapter 4. The Meghan Factor, because of course. Now, let's not pretend Meghan Markle wasn't a huge part of this whole saga. Ever since their royal exit, Harry and Meghan have been at the center of controversy. Netflix deals, tell-all interviews, memoirs, and press feuds. To critics, Harry's legal fight is just another attempt to cling to royal perks without doing royal duties. To supporters, it's a justified struggle for dignity and safety. And Meghan? She reportedly encouraged Harry to pursue legal action, standing by him as he waged battle after battle. Some insiders say she even told him, "You're a prince. Never let them make you feel otherwise." Isn't that what we all want from our partners? Someone to remind us of who we are when the world forgets? It's oddly romantic, if you ignore the millions in legal fees. Chapter 5. But what about the kids? Let's not forget, Harry isn't just fighting for himself. He's fighting for Archie and Lilibet. He's said before that his deepest fear is history repeating itself. His mother, Princess Diana, died in a car crash while being pursued by paparazzi. Harry has nightmares of similar threats to his own family. He wants security when he visits the UK, not just for himself, but to make sure his children never have to grow up haunted by the same fears. Parenting tip of the day: if you're willing to take the UK government to court to protect your kids, you've officially entered Dad of the Year territory. Here's where things get really messy. Public opinion is divided. Some people are rolling their eyes, saying, "You left the royal family, dude. What did you expect?" Others are shocked that a literal prince can be denied security in his own country. One viral tweet summed it up best. "Imagine growing up in a castle and then arguing with a judge over your name like you're on Judge Judy." Absolutely. Let's keep this royal roller coaster going. Let's zoom out for a second. Sure, on the surface, Prince Harry's court case is about armed guards, security clearance levels, and who foots the bill. But the deeper issue? It's not about logistics, it's about symbolism. Security, in this case, isn't just about bodyguards in black suits. It's a public declaration of who matters, who is still in the fold, who is still worth protecting. When Ravek decided Harry didn't qualify for automatic police protection anymore, it wasn't just a bureaucratic decision. It was a royal snub with a bulletproof vest. You ever been left out of a group chat and immediately felt like you've been ghosted by your entire friend group? That's Harry. Only this chat is a centuries-old institution run by men in powdered wigs. Now, to be clear, the UK government argues it has to allocate public resources responsibly. And it makes sense. Why spend taxpayer money protecting someone who voluntarily left his post? But Harry's counter is powerful. He's not just a former employee, he's the son of the future king and a global target because of that. It's a messy, emotional, deeply human argument, and that's what makes this legal battle so riveting. Here's where things get really messy. Public opinion is divided. Some people are rolling their eyes, saying, "You left the royal family, dude. What did you expect?" Others are shocked that a literal prince can be denied security in his own country. One viral tweet summed it up best. "Imagine growing up in a castle and then arguing with a judge over your name like you're on Judge Judy." Absolutely. Let's keep this royal roller coaster going. Chapter 8. When security becomes a symbol. Let's zoom out for a second. Sure, on the surface, Prince Harry's court case is about armed guards, security clearance levels, and who foots the bill. But the deeper issue? It's not about logistics, it's about symbolism. Security, in this case, isn't just about bodyguards in black suits. It's a public declaration of who matters, who is still in the fold, who is still worth protecting. When Ravek decided Harry didn't qualify for automatic police protection anymore, it wasn't just a bureaucratic decision. It was a royal snub with a bulletproof vest. You ever been left out of a group chat and immediately felt like you'd been ghosted by your entire friend group? That's Harry. Only this chat is a centuries-old institution run by men in powdered wigs. Now, to be clear, the UK government argues it has to allocate public resources responsibly. And it makes sense. Why spend taxpayer money protecting someone who voluntarily left his post? But Harry's counter is powerful. He's not just a former employee, he's the son of the future king and a global target because of that. It's a messy, emotional, deeply human argument, and that's what makes this legal battle so riveting. Chapter 9. The invisible weight of royal trauma. Let's talk about something that often gets lost in headlines. Prince Harry's trauma. Real, deep, generational trauma. The death of Princess Diana didn't just scar him, it shaped him. And in every interview, memoir, and public statement since, Harry's made one thing painfully clear. He lives with the fear that the same thing could happen to his wife or children. That trauma plays into everything: his decision to step back from royal duties, his move to the US, and yes, even this courtroom battle. To Harry, lack of security isn't just an inconvenience. It's a threat. It's history repeating itself. Ever had an experience so devastating it rewired the way you make decisions? That's what we're witnessing here. Harry isn't fighting as a prince. He's fighting as a son, a husband, a father, desperate not to become the tragedy he grew up under. And when you look at it through that lens, this entire legal battle feels a lot less like ego and a lot more like survival. Chapter 10. The royal family's icy silence. Here's another layer of intrigue. The rest of the royal family hasn't said a word. No statement from King Charles. No reaction from Prince William. Not even a palace aide with a shady sources say quote to the tabloids. It's complete radio silence, and depending on how you read it, that silence speaks volumes. Some say the royals are wisely staying out of a legal matter. Others believe it's calculated coldness, a message that Harry is truly on his own now. Have you ever gone through something huge, hoping your family would step in, and instead they stepped away? That's the emotional undercurrent of this trial. Harry is no longer just separated by geography. He's separated by silence. And that makes the courtroom not just a legal arena, but a battleground for family loyalty, public image, and unresolved grief. Chapter 11. The Media Circus, aka Feeding Frenzy. Naturally, the British tabloids have had a field day with this trial. Headlines have ranged from the mockingly sarcastic to the outright brutal. Harry demands royal treatment in court. Is anyone listening? Duke or drama queen? Prince of Wines takes on High Court. Every outburst, every sigh, every side-eye from the bench becomes front-page material. But while the media circus spins, a quieter truth emerges. We're all weirdly invested in this story because it reflects a broader human conflict. Who gets to keep their title?